Here are the 9 quick questions that will help you to work out if the P&O Cruises Classic Drinks Package is worth it for you. Once you've booked with P&O Cruises, one of the decisions you're going to have to make at some point is whether you buy the drinks package or not. In May 2023, P&O made some changes to their drinks packages, and if you want a recap of what changes were made, then head on over to my blog post, which runs through all of the updates and changes in detail, and I've put a link in the description below. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to focus specifically on the Classic Drinks Package, which was launched in May 2023. Now, is the drinks package worth it? Seems to be a constant question which comes up on many Facebook forums. You'll find that there are as many people saying it's value for money as there are people who say don't bother with it, just pay as you go. All this helpful advice that's on these forums can actually end up confusing the situation. Just because it might work for one couple or family or person, it might not actually work for you and your circumstances and your preferences. After all, everybody is different, just like every cruise is different. I've sailed almost 200 nights with P&O Cruises, and on some cruises I've tried and tested the Ultimate Drinks Package, while on other cruises I've opted to pay as you go with my drinks. There are some cruises I've sailed where I've bought the drinks package and I found it value for money, and there have been other cruises where I've bought it and then realised I could have saved more money by paying as you go. But in all that time, I realised that there really are 9 simple but essential questions you need to ask, which will help you decide whether the Classic Drinks Package is going to be value for money for you or not on your cruise. By asking yourself these 9 simple questions, you might be able to save yourself quite a bit of money and perhaps a few £100s on some occasions. In this video, I'll take you through each one of those questions. Before I go through those questions, let me briefly recap on what's included in the new P&O Classic Drinks Package. Now, the Classic Drinks Package is not the most expensive package, but it is the cheapest, which includes alcohol. So what types of drinks are included in the Classic Drinks Package? When you have a look at the menus on board P&O Cruises, the drinks that are included in the package will have this symbol next to them, which makes it a whole lot easier than it was before to know whether something is going to be included in the package or not, and help you work out whether it's going to be worth it for you or not. Drinks-wise, the following are included in the Classic Drinks Package. If you're travelling with kids 16 or under, then you also get a complimentary refresh package worth up to £10.95 per person per day. Now, there are some things that are not included in the Classic Drinks Package. So with all of these exclusions, why would someone want to buy the drinks package? For some people, it allows them to budget, it works out cheaper than pay as you go, and it gives them peace of mind for knowing that all their drinks are included. But the question is, will it work for you? Now we know what's included and not included on the drinks package. Here are my 9 essential questions you need to ask yourself before buying the Classic Drinks Package to work out whether it's worth it for you. So the first question is, do all adults in the cabin drink alcohol? Now this is a really simple, but it's an important question, because if one adult buys the Classic Drinks Package in the cabin, all other adults in the same cabin have to buy the same package. So if only one of you drinks alcohol, then it might not actually be worth buying the Classic Drinks Package. My next question is, are you happy with what's included in the drinks package? Now, even on the deluxe package, which is the most inclusive and expensive package that P&O now offer, there are still exclusions. So this is probably a key question which will help you work out whether or not you're going to save money or actually waste money by buying the drinks package. If the selection in the Classic Drinks Package is exactly what you want and more, then you're probably going to find a lot of value in buying the package. My next question is, do all adults in your cabin drink the same amount? Both adults might be happy with a selection of drinks which is included in the package. The Classic Drinks Package is only going to be worth it if both adults get equal value out of it. So if one of you drinks less than the other, the drinks package is probably not going to be worth it for you, and you might save more money by opting for both of you to pay as you go. My next question is, do you normally spend at least £45 per person per day on drinks? Online, you can find some drinks calculators to work out how much your drinks are going to cost. Remember, just because you spend £45 per day on drinks, it doesn't necessarily mean that those drinks are going to be in the classic drinks package. So you might say initially yes to spending more than £45 of drinks per day, but you need to check whether those drinks are actually included in the classic drinks package. Most of the drinks that I prefer are actually not included in either the deluxe or the classic drinks package, so it doesn't work out good value for money for me. For example, gin flights and specialty cocktails in Anderson's Bar, the Amber Lounge and the Emerald Bar are not included, and they're some of the cocktails I really like. My next question is, are you taking alcohol on board? Now, one of the great things about P&O Cruises is that you are allowed to take up to 1 litre of alcohol per adult on board with you, regardless of how long your cruise is. Now, the alcohol you take on board must be consumed in your cabin. But by taking on board a litre of spirits, for example, per adult, it can really help to cut down on your bar bill on board. And you can even take some mixers on board with you too. So if you enjoy a gin and tonic or a rum and coke on your balcony, then taking a litre of spirit per adult might be a more cost-effective alternative because drinks ordered via room service are not actually included in the classic or deluxe drinks package. My next question is, how many port days and sea days do you have on your cruise? Now, the drinks package has to be bought for every single day of your cruise. Even if you think you're going to drink at least £45 worth of drinks included in the drinks package on a sea day, then think about whether you're able to do this every single day of your cruise, especially when it's a full port day and you might be going off ship between, say, 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, you're only allowed 15 drinks per person per day on the classic drinks package. Unfortunately, you can't take those 15 drinks over to the next day if you've not used them. So, while you might get a lot of value from the drinks package on a sea day, that might actually be cancelled out by the fact that you don't get value for money on a port day. Now, even though you might have a lot of port days, you might actually prefer to stay on board ship for those days. So the best thing to do is work out how many days you're likely to be off ship and then factor that into your calculations about whether the classic drinks package is going to be value for money for you over your entire cruise. My next question is about what cabin you're in. For example, there are actually some complimentary drinks already included in your cabin if you're staying in a Superior Deluxe, a Conservatory Mini Suite or a B-grade suite on board P&O Cruises. If you're staying in one of these grades of cabins, you will actually receive a complimentary bottle of champagne in your cabin upon arrival. If you're staying in a Conservatory Mini Suite or above, there are complimentary drinks served at the welcome on board lunch. If you do opt for the drinks package, you might want to hold back one day and possibly purchase it on the second day, especially if you like drinking champagne. My next question is about your loyalty status because you might actually have complimentary drinks as part of your loyalty tier. If you're a member of the P&O Cruises Peninsula Club, then some of the tiers actually include complimentary drinks while on board. I've put together a very quick summary here about what complimentary drinks are included for each tier. And my final question is, are there children travelling with you in your cabin? Now, if you go for the classic or deluxe drinks package and you're travelling with children 16 years or under in your cabin, then the great news is that you get a complimentary refresh package for all children aged 16 and under, which is worth at least £9.85 per child per day. This is a great deal if your kids like regular and large soft drinks on tap or juices and squash. However, if you're opting for the classic drinks package and you're travelling with a child aged 17 in your cabin, then unfortunately it might not be such great news, because if you do purchase the classic drinks package and you happen to be travelling with someone aged 17 in your cabin, then they will have to purchase at least a refresh or a non-alcoholic package, regardless of whether they'll use it or not. So depending on your circumstances, you might actually have to pay at least another £9.85 per child aged 17 per day. So you need to factor this into your budgeting. The final thing to think about is when you buy the drinks package. If you've got onboard credit, you can't actually use that until you buy the drinks package on board. But if you buy the drinks package on board, unfortunately, you're going to miss out on a 10% discount that's offered if you book in advance. So once again, you just need to weigh up what you'd prefer to use your onboard credit for, whether it's putting it towards the drinks package or whether you'd prefer to spend that on something else. And then by booking the drinks package in advance, you obviously get your 10% discount. I hope all of these questions have been useful for you in helping to work out whether the drinks package is going to be value for money for you and your particular circumstances and preferences. Do let me know in the comments below whether you think you'll go for the classic drinks package, and if you've got any questions, again, just pop these in the comments below.